not about being perfect. It's about being authentic. It's about being okay with the good, bad, and ugly. To accept those things about ourselves that we can't change, and those things that need to be changed, we put on our big girl panties and do the work. Be true to you is about being real with God, being real with self, so we can be true to you. Be true to you is not about competing with one another. We're about complimenting one another. Hey, what's up, world? It's me, your girl, Angela. Welcome to the Be True to You Talk Show. Before we get into it, you already know what to do. Go ahead and hit that share button. Share it to your page. Invite your friends. Tell your auntie. Tell your sister. Tell your cousin. Tell your brother. Tell everybody. They want to get here. They want to be a part of this conversation. You guys, before we get started, let me go ahead and do what I do. Like I'm telling you, go ahead and share it to your page, right? And invite your family and friends to be a part of this conversation. So I'm super excited about this conversation, you guys. I'm excited to have my special guest today because she made an impact in my life. And it's not just someone that I've heard about, but I believe it's someone that God allowed me to say, I know. And so this woman has made a difference in my business life as well, my perspective of what it is to be a professional hairstylist. This woman made a difference. I can tell God, thank you for allowing her, and I say allowing her to let me be a part of her team over 20 years ago, you guys, because just in case you don't know, we're going to have the one and only, the guru of hair, Miss Faye Bailey Lucas. Miss Lucas has been around for over 30 years in the hair industry. She has shifted things. She has changed life. She has literally left a legacy, not just for herself, but for her family. And from then on, I met her again over 20 years ago, you guys. And she shifted my life. She shifted how I saw hair. She shifted me as far as being more professional. And if you ever thought that I was all of that in a bag of potato chip, kudos to her because Miss Lucas made a difference in my life. And before we get going, let me just go ahead and bring her on the stage, you guys. So with that being said, hearts up, clap, 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 and welcome Miss Faye Bailey
Thank you. Thank you so much, Angela. Thank
Lucas. So
thank you
Miss
so
Lucas,
much for having me, Angela.
thank you for saying yes. Thank you again for saying yes. I know you're a woman of a busy calendar. You're always busy. You're traveling back and forth. And so you said yes. You didn't find it robbery to sit down and share your story with me. So I want to tell you that I'm honored. And again, thank you so very much. And let me publicly say, I love you. I appreciate you. And I
Oh,
believe you made a difference in my life. So again, thank you for that.
thank you. Thank
And
you.
so, with that being said, please do me a favor, Miss Lucas. Introduce yourself to the people and tell them a little about who you are.
Hello, everyone. I am Faye Bailey Lucas, and I am by nature a hairstylist. That's something that will never, ever leave me. I don't care how old I get, I will always be labeled a stylist. But I'm also an entrepreneur, and that is my mission, is developing future entrepreneurs in the beauty industry, and that is what my life's work is at this point of my life. So that's a bit much about Faye Bailey Lucas, and we're going to get into some more things about what I do. But for now, that is who I am, Angela.
Not to mention, Miss Lucas, you are a author. Yes, y'all.
You
She
have
is
the
an
book.
author, honey. She don't roll a whole book. And look, it's not just 50 pages. It's not like 12 pages. It's thick, y'all. It's thick. But it's
Oh,
very,
wow.
very intriguing.
Thank
I
you.
read the book in one day. I was excited to read it. I love the
Thank you.
story. I was able to relate to some of the things in the story. And so this book, you guys, we're going to hear more about it, and you need to make sure you get this book right here, okay?
Thank
So Miss
you.
Bailey, congratulations on your bestseller.
Thank you. Thank you. I received that. I
How do you
received that.
how do you feel?
I feel accomplished because I've been working on it for years and years and years. And I remember laying down one night and the Holy Spirit say, when are you going to publish the book? There are
Hmm.
people waiting on your story. And
Mhm.
that's what pushed me to go ahead and get it out there. So I was able to self publish it. So I feel very accomplished.
Awesome.
Mhm.
Well, I'm not just telling you this just to be telling you this, but it really is a great book. It is a great read.
Thank you.
I was able to see myself. It's amazing. I wrote a book and you purchased it and you supported me and you read it and you was able to call and tell me that you was able
I
to relate
loved it.
to some of those things. And now I'm reading your book. And God is so good. I'm just so thankful for you. And I said that already. This book has a lot to do with your entire life as far as where God had called you from.
Hmm.
Said earlier that you're a hairstylist, but I realized that you knew your purpose at the age of 14. Not too many people can say that they knew the purpose, the way, the reason why they was born. You know that, you knew that, and you didn't let anything shift you from that. Tell me how you was able to know, not that you were just good at it, but you knew this was your purpose.
Well, like I said in the book, I grew up in a small town, Macon, Georgia. And in my family, education was um, very, very important. And once you graduate, you are expected to go to college. Well, as you know, stylists are very peculiar. We're like wild goose. You can't put us in a box. And I knew then I was different. And I had to fight all my life to become a stylist because they wanted me to go to college. I have nothing against college. I have kudos to college, but I was different. I loved doing everyone's hair. I would walk up and down the streets of Macon, Georgia to braid hair. And I think about how my sisters would tell me I used to have a little paper sack full of money from braiding hair for $6. Back then in the 70s, that was a lot of money. But I was doing that at the age of 14, and I knew then this is what I want to do. I wanted to
Yeah.
be a hairstylist.
And it's so funny that you said that education was extremely important. So often people don't value stylists, right? They think our industry, people who's industry, they think you're extremely dumb. They don't think that you're creative. They don't think that you're business minded.
Right.
But one thing I know about being a hairstylist, you are all of those things that they say you're not.
Yeah.
And you have shown that, Miss Bailey, because you didn't go to college, but you became extremely successful in the industry against all odds. And
Yes,
so
you're right.
you have proven to them that, even though you didn't have that form of education, that you have education that's priceless at this time.
You're absolutely right. I didn't strive to prove that to anyone. It just happened. I didn't sit down and do a business plan on, how I was going to get to this place, what I have become successful in this industry. I kind of just walked in this path that the Holy Spirit had already went before me and designed for me, and I didn't have a plan for it. So he already knew that I would be developing young stylists. He knew that because when I opened the salon, I was young myself and I attracted young people. And I was just in that mode of sharing because that's where I came from. In my family, we share, we love, we give, and we build each other up. So I had that nature from my childhood. So growing up in this business, it was so easy for me to see uh, other other stylists grow and be successful because I saw that as a child how we help people that were less fortunate. So that's my nature. However, I didn't have a plan to have several locations, to have a beauty school, and to have a nonprofit organization. All of that was divinely handed over to me. I didn't have a somebody to sit down and say, "Faye, this is what you need to do. This is how you need to do it." It just happened to come into my hands, and I just used the knowledge of comprehension. And I tell everybody, I don't care where you come from, what you have been through. if you can read and comprehend, you can accomplish anything. And sometimes it seems like this is beyond your knowledge or ability to do it. But if you can read and comprehend, you can figure it out. I have filled out applications that I never thought I would be able to complete. But the favor of God will always give you the knowledge, the wisdom you need in order to fulfill His purpose and His mission. Because I promise you, it was not in my own ability to do
Mhm.
what I did.
Yeah, I read in your book how you talked about one thing that you're still doing and that you love to do. You spoke that you were a encourager, that you love to help people, and
Mhm.
you spoke that you have now a beauty school. Now, I became a part of your team before the beauty school,
Right.
and you guys, I told you guys earlier that Miss Bailey did not want to hire me. Um, when I came to her asking for a job, she was like, Pooh, And the reason being, Miss Bailey, that you didn't want to hire me, not that you didn't like me, but because you like to pour into beginners. You like to help mold the mind of young stylists so that they can get the best out of the industry, correct?
Right, right. Yeah. And I just felt that you were experienced and what we call dinosaurs. They're set in their ways and they don't want to change their ways of doing things. And so that's why I've always seeked out young stylists who have never been what we called
Tainted.
experienced in a salon or not.
Right.
And so it's easy for me to take them through the program because they're looking for me to deposit something inside of them so that they can be just as successful as I am. And that's always been my goal. And like I told you, I am very, very involved in every one of their lives. And people say all the time, how do you know all the stylists? I want to know everybody who's going to be a part of All Dolled Up Umbrella. And
Yeah.
so
And
go ahead.
no, go ahead, Miss Bailey.
So I speak with them individually. I want to know who they are, where they come from, what are their goals, what are their expectations. And that's what I pray about. I want all their expectations met, and I want to see all of them successful. And like I said, those you stay with us, I think 6 years you were with us. And when you left, I knew that you were going to be a leader, you were going to be someone great. And I'm so grateful to God that we stay connected because I don't understand why when people feel that they are ready to fly, that they can't stay connected. But we stay connected and look at us. We're here today and we're here to help each other. And I appreciate this opportunity for you to give us a shout out of what we're doing over at All Dolled Up Hair in the Spirit. I mean, this is a platform that I don't take for granted.
Yeah. What I like about the Hair and the Spirit, Miss Bailey, although before you started the Hair and the Spirit, you used to do fashion shows, but it transitioned into where you started doing scholarship, right? And pouring into younger people's lives.
Right.
You poured into our life. You did not just teach us so that we can be like you. You wanted us to get the best experience out of the industry. You wanted us to get the best experience and talents and trades so that we can go out and make a difference. You help me understand that stylists didn't have to be against each other, right? Because we are in salons, and
Right.
most of the time, stylists become enemy. They become competing against one another. They try to be cutthroat. They try to get your clients to come over to them. And what I learned at the All Dolled Up is that you wanted us to be in sync, right? You taught
Yeah.
us to do the things the same way. Therefore, if somebody had to do someone's hair, it was going to be taken care of just like it was their original stylist. And you taught us the different as far as team building. That's what I
Yes.
think you saved me as well, as far as not competing, but team building. You didn't allow any schism. You tried to make sure if it was in the fire, you put that out. Why was that so important as far as pointing to each other our life, not just for the business, but as personal people as well?
Because it's power in teamwork. The team stands for together each achieve more. And if we are working as a team, everyone wins. And you know, the pet peeve I had was confusion. That one that caused the most confusion,
They
that's
got to
the
go.
one that's got to be plucked out.
Yeah, you didn't
And
have a
you have
problem
to
with calling a meeting. We're having a mandatory meeting.
we have to address that because one bad apple, like they say, will spoil the whole bunch. And I
Mhm,
always like to work in peace.
mhm,
I love everyone working together to help one another. And that I love the partner that worked with us for almost 15, 16 years. He now has his own all dolled up. And he tells everybody, Miss Bailey want us to be a team. She
mhm,
don't play. She don't play with y'all keeping up confusion. We have to be a team and we have to help each other. And I'm glad he have that. He understands that. So
mhm.
he spreads that to everyone that works in his salon, the importance of working as a team. And I say kudos to you, 88, if you're watching, for all the team building that you have done in your location.
Yeah, Miss Bailey, you was definitely about team. We felt like a family, Miss Lucas. I apologize. We felt like a family, and we felt like if we didn't know anything, we didn't have to be ashamed about it. If we was unsure about something, someone in the team if it was their strength, they was going to help you with it. And that's what I took away from all dolled up. Also took away of being professional. And one thing that I would never ever forget is wear your powder, Pooh. Put your powder on,
That's
Pooh.
still a oh, my husband, he has a location in Orlando, the Oviedo location, and he tells them all the time, Miss Faye do not want you guys coming to work without your powder. You gotta look like a stylist. And he
Mm,
he he press it, he press it, he press it. But it's still hard because I'm not in the salon. When I was in the salon working with you guys, it was easier to,
mhm,
okay, take some time and put on your powder, fix your hair. But I'm not there. And so I can see what's going on in all the salons because of technology. I can see how some of them come to work and my heart just be crushed
mhm,
because I said, oh no, did she come to work looking like that today?
mhm.
Oh, but I keep pressing it and I keep pressing it. But everybody what made you guys come together and just start dressing up for work? Because at one point you all were battling with me. Do we have to put on powder every day? Do we have to
I,
dress up
I
every
I
day?
just think it just came from me personally. I wasn't a makeup wearer,
Okay.
but I knew how to put on clothes. I didn't have a problem with that because at that time, remember when I came to you, I was already a minister, and
Right.
so I knew
You
clothes, but
did
makeup
dress up
wasn't
a
that
lot.
important to me. But I learned that you wanted us to dress the part, right?
Right.
The stigma says that hairstylists always have the worst hair. The
Right.
stigma said that hairstylists don't take care of themselves. And so
Right.
you wanted to change that. I believe you shift that. And so when you understand the vision, right? And you know that you've called to be a part of the vision, you don't fight the vision, right?
Right.
Especially if you want to be a part of it and you see that it's making a difference in your life. And I
Right.
saw that. I saw that to the point that when I opened my own salon, anybody who worked with me, they was gonna wear their powder. And we know we put on our clothes, we dressed up. On Saturdays, we made a dress down. And even in our dress down, we had on a pair of jeans and a t-shirt. We was iron, we looked nice. We didn't
Right.
come with no flip-flops. We couldn't do that.
Oh.
Remember, we couldn't wear open-toe shoes. You was like,
No, I
no
oh,
open-toe shoes. No open-toe shoe, Pooh. You could get hurt. But anyway,
you
anyway,
remember all of that.
all of that, Miss Bailey. And so it made a difference because I see from then on that you was just trying to paint a better picture, a positive picture. And you wanted people to have that same experience as far as a positive picture. Not that's just doing the hair was a hobby, but you really
It
could
was a
make a career
profession,
out
it
of
was a
it.
career. And I
Right.
like how Jason always tell him this is not a job. This is
Hmm.
a career. This
Hmm.
is a career. And that's how I look at it, as a career, not just a job.
Yeah, and their job, as far as this career, rather, it takes us a long way, Miss Lucas, because you did a lot with customer service, right? And
Oh
so you
yeah,
taught us how to treat people. Not only that, we understand how we should be treated, and so it was just amazing to work under your leadership, to be a
right.
part of your umbrella. You remember, you used to love to say, "You got to be a part of the umbrella."
You know, I still have that story about how God gave me the picture of the umbrella, and I think you gave me it's something you. I think you gave me a necklace or something. And
You
when you
still have that, Miss Bailey?
oh, I still have the necklace you gave me. I you
Oh,
thought I would throw that away? I still
oh,
have that necklace you gave me, and that was during the time God was showing me the ones that were connected under this umbrella. Lavora, I remember her feeding me after working a hard day. He was just showing me those who had my heart, those who were supporting, and that's when he showed me the umbrella and those prongs around the umbrella. He was telling me that this is what's going to hold the covering over us, and it's my job to hold the handle to keep the salon together. So we stay connected.
we
And
did.
we still connected.
Yeah. It
We're
is
still,
amazing.
yeah,
You're an amazing woman.
yeah.
And so I think you have a lot to be proud of. And right now, you still do hair in the spirit. Tell us about the hair in the spirit, and also make sure you tell people how they can connect to the hair in the spirit.
Well, Hair in the Spirit, it started out as a hair show with Jackie Fryer. Remember, she was doing all the hair shows, and I remember she named one of the shows "Hair in the Spirit," and I said, "Ooh, I love that." I said, "I'm not changing no other show name. It's gonna always be Hair in the Spirit because it was something about Hair in the Spirit that." Just made me realize that this is what we're doing. Everything we're doing is from our spirit, and I just created it to be a organization, a nonprofit organization that can develop future entrepreneurs, because you remember I never wanted you all to think that you were just stylists. I wanted you to know that you were entrepreneurs, that you
Mm-hmm.
are business owners. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
want you to wear that hat, we just beauticians. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So when Hair and the Spirit really start uh, evolving, I realized that it's more to what I'm doing. And so when Bailey came along, what we used to do in the salon, helping each other, and everyone had a shampoo assistant, and we were developing our students at ADU School of Cosmetology, like Wilma and all of them. So so we were doing it, but Bailey came along and he gave it a name, ATP, Apprentice Training Program.
Okay.
So that went under that umbrella of Hair in the Spirit, where we're developing future entrepreneurs. And that's where Hair in the Spirit has just developed and creating jobs now and training and giving scholarships. And we developed a product that some of the proceeds from our products go to Hair in the Spirit so we can pay for the training that we have to give to these students that are coming. It's a 90-day program that they have to go through. And that's why I was saying you don't want to work with All Dolled Up, because you got to go through this ATP program. And it's a hard program to go through. And sometimes people don't make it. But if you've been in the business for a long time, you're not going to want to go through the ATP program. But
Miss
that's what
Betty did not want me, y'all. She was like, y'all. Mm-mm. You been doing hair for how long? Uh-uh.
you're not going to
what
want to do it our way.
what made you take me?
Because one, you were the first one to make everybody respect me calling me Miss Bailey. Nobody ever called me Miss Bailey. They would call me Faye. And you say, "Oh no, we're not calling her no Faye. We're calling her Miss Bailey. We're going to respect this lady. Her name is Miss Bailey." And so I knew then, I said, and you were able to get everybody to adhere to that. And so I knew it was something special about you, and you were really ready to humble yourself and say, I will start over. You said, I will just, however you want me to work and how to work, I'm going to do it. And when you
Yeah,
said that, I realized, I said, okay, she's humble. She's ready to be developed. And you did. You did
yeah,
not fight with me.
A
I
beautiful
didn't.
journey. I've always
I came
dreamed
there
of an
because I knew the Lord had
exciting,
sent me there as well. And so when you know that the Lord has called you to a place, you just yield yourself, you say yes. It wasn't hard being there. It wasn't hard being there. It wasn't hard at all. The teaching that I got from you guys, the love that I got, and you know, your former husband was a
Oh
gem
my
to
God.
me, and no disrespect, but he was good to the team. I've never been anywhere where people brought in food and fed their workers every Friday or Saturday. You know, he was attentive to us. You guys was attentive to us, and so that even now when I do hair, if I'm running behind because I know how to um, uh, schedule, because you had a hissy when we had people waiting too long. And so, and the good thing about that, I came from the Oakland Park flea market, so I already knew how to schedule my people. But you would have a hissy. Why they waiting so long? What is going on? I don't understand. You did not like for people to wait so long. But
I
what I loved
hate
about it
it.
is even now, if I run behind, if I overbook, if it was a holiday, I knew I always fed my people. I brought in food. Even
Right,
now, I have always have a refreshment, something to drink, something to
right.
snack on, because you want people to be appreciated. And I've learned to value people time. I learned
Amen.
to value people
a
time
Uh,
because I
beautiful
want them to
journey.
value
I've always
mine.
dreamed of an
And so
exciting,
that's what I
passion-filled
loved
career
about
in the beauty
AD. I
industry.
can say
When
things
enrolled in
over and
cosmet
over and
school, it
over
was
about the goodness of
amazing.
working with the
After all, beauty was my thing,
all
but
dolled
I
up.
knew it
And
was
so,
just the beginning.
nevertheless, it's not about
Next,
me.
I moved
Let's
to
talk
find a
about your
salon
son,
home that was
Bailey
going to help me
Jr.
take it up
That's
a notch.
now running the
ADcareer.com
industry.
showed me that
You
I could
had he
teamwork,
experienced the
branding
same thing you
development,
experienced, right?
coaching,
He didn't want to
product
go to
knowledge, and
college, and
more.
his father
It
wanted him
wasn't
to go
just
to
a dream
college.
job,
right.
it
You
was a
didn't want to
mission.
go to college, but your
Find
parents
out
wanted
more
you to go
about
to
the
college.
Yeah.
Isn't that
amazing
tell us
Looks.
about him?
Well, I want to back up when you talked about Mr. Bailey. We have an honor of him. Every year we give away a Mr. Bailey award. And that is the person who is the most team building stylist. So we still honor him for that, that team building that he did for all dolled up.
One moment, Miss Baylor. I'm reading the comments and they keep saying it seems like it's a audio problem.
Okay.
And so we're gonna just make sure my husband check into that and make sure.
Okay.
When people, so hopefully you guys, I hope it gets better. So again, go ahead, Miss Baylor. I apologize for that.
Okay. So with Bailey, he's now the CEO. He was given that title about 2 years ago. And he has, like I said, turned the company
Something else is
360.
playing in the background. They say they hear music.
They hear some background
They
noises.
hear music. We
Do I
playing
have
music while
something
we're
on?
talking. Let us know, you guys, with hearts if it's getting better.
No, I
'Cause
hear
I don't
some
want
music too.
hearts if it's better. It should be better now.
Okay. Okay, I did hear some background. We back.
It's not good. Okay, it's a delay. It's better now. It was music from the fashion show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'm sorry, Miss Bailey. Go.
That's
I'm sorry, Miss Lucas. Go ahead.
where were we?
You were saying that the honor for Mr. Bailey's that you give away every year.
Oh yeah, we do have a team award for Mr. Bailey Award, and that's the stylist that is the best team player on the team worldwide throughout the company, and she is voted. He or she is voted by their team players that they are the best team player. So they get this award and they win some dollars and a trophy.
Well,
So,
I wonder if I would have got one of them, Miss Lucas. You think I
yeah,
would have
you
got one of
would
them?
have. Because he loved himself some Angela. He
Yeah,
always
I
said
remember
you was gonna be a leader.
he was the first one to say, "Young lady, you gonna be a leader." I said, "I ain't asking to be a leader." It's like I don't want. I wanted you to. I wanted to tell you this because they're gonna follow you. I was like, I ain't asking to follow you. Follow me. He's like, "Young lady,
And
you're a
look at
leader."
you now.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
They.
But Bailey, he went to ADU School of Cosmetology because he was working in the salon, ever since he was young, high school, they all worked in the salon. So he must have took an interest by watching Brian McCrae, how he was very busy and he was a very popular stylist at the time. All these kind of things probably encouraged him to want to do it. So when he graduated, he actually gave his degree and handed it to his dad and said, okay, this is for you. I'm going to mama school. So
Yeah.
he signed up. I said, "Are you sure you want to go to cosmetology school?" He said, "Yes." And I got him a uniform. We got him the books. Lisette, she was helping me with the school. And he was one of our best students. He was serious.
He
He
was
was
serious, and
serious.
I believed in him.
And I remember you taught him how to do a relaxer. He had relaxer all on the customer face. I said, Angela, why did you let him practice with chemicals yet? He's not supposed to be doing chemicals. But he has become one of the top stylists in the salon. He has trained so many people. They look up to him. And I am just so proud of what he's doing with the company as the CEO now. So he has made some challenging changes, and like I told you earlier, sometimes you have to make some hard decisions,
Decision.
and so we are accepting the change and we're growing.
Yeah. Change is good. I love Sylvester. I always believed in him. I call him Bailey Jr. I've always believed in him. You was like, you gonna let him relax your hair, boo? I let
All
him
your hair
relax my
feeling.
hair. I let him cut my hair. I let him curl my hair. I let him color my hair. He had to learn somewhere. So I didn't mind. I didn't mind at all.
I
You
think
know,
all your hair came out too.
yeah, it's okay, but look, it doesn't matter. I don't wear hair anyway, so no big deal. And so, congratulations to Miss Sylvester Bailey and all that he's doing.
Yeah,
Congratulations on all that you're doing. You have made a footprint. You've made a difference.
thank
Where do you
you.
see yourself going in the next 5 or 10 years from now?
Oh, that's a good question. My goal is to create a pathway for educators to train those ATPs. I want a team of educators that I can pay a salary that they can have a good life.
Oh,
One thing
where we fill in the application? Where the applications at?
I'm working on it. Trust me, I'm not that far. I'm about this close to
Okay,
giving a stylist who have reached their peak and they just want to give back, and I want to be able to give them a six-figure salary. And
okay,
I am working on this is in my office where I do all the magic. People think I just uh, twirl my fingers all day, but I'm always working right here in my office and looking and researching of ways to create opportunities for everyone that's connected to me. And I, one, want to help those that have, reached their peak of doing hair behind the chair and still continue to um, be in the industry and be a blessing to those who are trying to be just as successful. So that's my goal, and I'm gonna do it. I'm almost there. I'm almost there. Hair and the Spirit is gonna be a beacon of light in some stylists' lives that are waiting to move forward. You know, I don't want them to get stagnant and think that it's over.
that's if they can read, right?
Huh?
That's if they can read. They got to be able to read.
Oh, they can read and comprehend.
Let me say this: you have been really doing a great job, And I'm so glad I was a part of a Heritage Spirit too. And I remember we did a play, and what was the name of the play?
Holy
Holy
Rollers
Rollers, yes. And I was
with
a part of
Ola.
the play, and I was so excited because Miss Bailey, tell the people what I always said I wanted to be.
Superstar. A superstar. She would walk through the salon all day. Superstar. And I knew one day you gonna be on somebody's TV show. Now you got your own talk show.
Yeah, I used to always say, they be like, "What you gonna be when you grow up?" I'll say, "Superstar." Didn't you know I'm a superstar? Well, anyway,
I
it gave
want
me the
to.
opportunity to be in the play, and the play was phenomenal. I love that play. I love the position that you gave me, Miss Ola. I got a chance to act. I got a chance to sing, and so it was just
We
so.
need to
I had the
do it.
CD for so long, but I've moved so much that I don't even have the CD anymore.
Oh my goodness, that was an awesome opportunity.
You should do that again too.
I hope Edwina is on the line. I invited her to come. She can wake that back up, the Holy Roller play, stage play, because
Yeah.
that was a really, really good play.
I want to talk about the book. I don't want to give too much because I want you guys to go and purchase this book. I don't told you, go and purchase the book, Doll Baby. Go
Mhm.
and purchase this. It's amazing. You talk about the influence that your father had on this book. Tell us a little bit about your father.
Oh my God. I love him so much. You see, I didn't say loved. I love him so much. I feel his presence. I am here taking care of my 97-year-old mom in Macon, Georgia. And my office is actually in the room where his last breath was taken. So I'm always seems like I'm reminded of the love and the support that he gave me as a growing teen and as a child. I just love him. Um he was a very humble man, and I think that's where I get my humility from,
Hmm.
because he was not one that was needed so much. He was very content with life, and that's me. You all used to try to get me to buy all these expensive pocketbooks and shoes and clothes, and I was never excited about it. I'm just a simple, plain, if you dress me up, I'll wear it, but I don't have to have it.
Yeah, you
So
have never ever been able, I mean, a material person. You've never been that.
never,
You've
never.
always been humble. You've always believed from my perspective. But I read in the book that you wasn't always in a sense this Miss Lucas that we have now.
Oh
You talked
no.
about how you looked like the party and go out, but
Uh-huh.
yet you were still able to hold on to who I read the book.
And you know how I changed my life? My
Tell me.
father.
Mhm.
He found I don't know if that's in the book, if I remember that part in the book or not. Did I write it or not? But I was in a place I shouldn't have been, and his someone that works with him saw the car in this place. And
It's in the book.
it's in the book.
Yeah, he came
And
and took the
so
car.
I know. And we were in there getting high, smoking, and he called my dad and told him that his little doll baby, who he called his doll baby, is over here at this apartment. He must have came and got the car. When I left to get in the car was gone.
Mhm.
I literally almost had a heart attack. My heart was pumping so hard because I thought somebody had stole my family's car that I had stole to
That you
drive.
had stole, right?
And I didn't know how I would explain that, but I wanted to call the police. But that's when I knew they really weren't my friends, because they would not let me call the police because of the activity that was going on in that place. So
Mhm.
I had to walk miles to get home. And when I turned the corner and saw that car in the yard, I knew one thing. They knew where I was.
Mm.
I didn't know who came and got the car because I know if my mama had came and got the car, I was done. That was over. But when I got there, I snuck in the house and I ran upstairs and I ran into my room and I was just hoping nobody just come and say anything to me. But my dad knocked on the door. When he knocked on the door, he said, "Baby, that is no place for a young lady to be." That was as if he had beat me.
Mm.
Him being disappointed and knowing where I was the
Mhm.
worst feeling ever because I never wanted to disappoint my daddy.
Mhm.
And I never went to that place or any kind of places like that ever again. I knew I had to change. That's when
Mm.
I began. But you know how people never let you change. You know,
Mhm.
even though I was trying to change, my family still was saying, "Oh, Faye this, Faye that, Faye did this, Faye did that." They kept pointing at my black spots. And so no matter how I wanted to change, no one would let me change.
Yeah.
And so when I wrote my mom this long letter, and I told her that you all always talk about the Bible. You're supposed to forgive and you're supposed to um, pray for those who have fallen, but you all will not let me change. And that's when I decided that I am not going to ever be able to get rid of all the bad things that I've ever done. And when I moved to Florida, that's a whole nother story.
Get the
And
book.
that's why I want to go. When I
Mhm.
ran away from home, I will say that part. And when I came to Florida, I put in that letter that I will not come back until I am a success. And that
Awesome.
when I came back 40 years later to be her caregiver, and she was 90 when I came. I've been here for 7 years. Gave me that letter. That yeah, she kept that letter from 1979. And when I came to take care of her, she gave me back that letter. And that
Wow.
letter was saying I would not come back until I am a success. And here I am.
Successful you are. Amazing. My dad used to call me Auntie T, T baby. Your father called you baby doll. You do hair, I do hair. I didn't know that I was going to do hair. My father told me to go to school for hair. I tell this story all the time. I graduated with my high school diploma and my cosmetology license at the same time because in my going into my 12th grade year, I had my credits and I didn't want to go to college. I didn't want to do anything. So they suggested me to take a trade, and my father told me to go to school for hair, and so that's how I started doing hair. And he
Really?
said you can always have something to fall back on. So I'm thankful for him for that. I too felt like I was a daddy girl, no matter what I could do, no matter what I did. He loved me to the point that when my father died, my question was, who's gonna love me now? Because I always felt like no one loved me like my father. He talked about how they wouldn't allow you to change, how they constantly remind you of your past. I experienced that, but say someone is on the line and they're struggling, trying to show themselves in a better light, trying to move forward, trying to let go their past, but people around them won't let them move forward. What would you tell that person today?
Be true to you. I love that saying, Angela. Be true to you. Always know who you are, your heart. You don't have to prove anything to anybody. That's why I am where I am today. I never lived to try to get approval from anybody. I never competed with anyone. I never wanted to be anyone. I just wanted to be who I was. And I know I'm different. I am set apart. I'm peculiar. Um, I have this group called God Girls, and I try to use that platform to let them know that they are special. They are God's girls. We are God's girls in our own unique way. We are uniquely made.
Mhm.
None of us have the same fingerprint. And so if people try to remind you of what you used to be and keep bringing up your black spots, keep it moving, because you don't have to live to prove anything to anybody but yourself. But
Uh,
yourself.
um, I love that. I love that. And I also say, you have to do exactly what you did. You changed your environment, because if you knew if you stayed there, it was gonna always try to hold your feet down to the shame. And so you had to move. You had to relocate. And sometimes we're afraid of letting go. Sometimes we're afraid of removing ourselves for those that we feel like we're comfortable with, who's supposed to love us. And so to be able to be removed, Miss Lucas, was a great thing, because in that you was able to establish a new beginning. You was able to establish new habits. And so you also said you know that you didn't fit in. I like to say that I'm a misfit. And once you understand that you're a misfit, you understand that you're not for everyone. You know that you're not going to be able to be a part of a circle, right? You're a misfit. You don't fit a
No.
circle. You don't fit a square. You don't fit a triangle. You don't fit. And so God has designed us to be a misfit, designed us to be different, in that He's using our difference to make a difference, right? He's
Yes.
using us, that difference in you, Miss Lucas and I, to encourage, to motivate, to inspire, to help people find their right place in life, not so much in a circle, not into a clique, but in their find their purpose. And
Hmm.
you talked about be true to you, and I never like to leave without giving people the understanding of what be true to you is. First of all, to be true to oneself is not easy, right? To be true, it calls you to be strong. Even in your weakness, you're strong, because in our truthness we allow people to have ammunition to use against us. We give people things that they can use towards us, but the key is, because we're truthful to ourselves, we understand the good, the bad, the ugly about ourselves. Those things that we can't change, we okay with it. Those things that we can, we put on our big girl panties and do the rest, do the work. That's what make us stand out. That's why God can trust us. That's why God can trust you, Miss Lucas. That's why God can use you, because
Hmm.
He know that you want to mend the brokenhearted. He know that you want to give sight to the blind. He know that you want to enhance a life and not destroy it. And so, kudos to you, all the things you've done. I just think that you're an amazing woman. I
Thank
love to
you.
say that in the public, not just in the public. I haven't seen you in years, but every now and then, somewhere in line, gotta connect us. You come to you come to my conference, you purchase my book. Every time you can show me some form of support, you do. And
I
I want to do the same for you. I want to make sure you know that I'm here to support you. I believe in you. Not that you need me, because who am I? But I want you to know that I believe in you. And anytime that you need Woody or myself, know that we're here
I
for
know.
you. And I know that there's so much that you're going to do. I know that you have different business on the fire, different irons in the fire, that you're getting ready to do some awesome things. And I just think that you're amazing. Not
I
only
know.
have we talked about your book, and we're not talking about the book a lot, you guys, because I want you to go get the book. I want you to get the doll baby. It's interesting. It tells you her story, but you can't get it for free. Go to the website, okay? Go to the website and show some support. And she deserved to be supported, because she's given, not just finance, but she give of herself. And people don't
Thank
do that too often. And so we talked about the book. I don't want to talk too much about that, because I want them to go get the book.
you.
Come closer. Go get the book. Okay. Go and get the book.
Oh,
Now, let's talk about you moved to Georgia, take care of your mom. And I remember when I first came around, you were playing the keyboard, learning to play the keyboard. Did I hear you say you are now a praise and worship leader?
oh my God. Yes, I was just taking my mother to church. That was what I was going to do, drop her off at church and then come back and pick her up. But
Mhm.
she insisted that I come inside the church. This was the church I grew up in. And I said, oh my God. Okay, I come in, I bring her inside the church, and they singing a song they heard me sing. And they got together and they decided we need a praise and worship leader. And lo and behold, I am the praise and worship team. I'm a leader of my home church in Macon, Georgia. Now, mind you, I'm a pastor's wife now, and I was singing with his praise and worship, and so I had a lot of training. So I just took what my husband, Brian Lucas, who is a professional singer, what he taught me and took it to Memorial Baptist Church. So I am singing at his church and at Memorial Baptist Church. So I'm a worship leader in two places.
Miss Bailey, you used to love to sing. You didn't care
I
where
I
we was at.
got everybody's choir robe. I've been in everybody's church. Whoever on this line, if I went to your church, I was
You
in the
saw.
choir.
I remember we had my first conference that you came to. We did a meet and greet. You were singing then. I remember when I first met you. You came to our church. You came to our Bible study. You were singing then.
I sing and sing and sing.
You
I
would sing.
love
You,
to sing. And I
but see
can
that's
play a little better now, Angela.
okay
'Cause
because you was getting it, but you hadn't got it. But you was getting it, but you hadn't got it.
I play a little better now.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
see, that's the kind of God we serve. He know your heart. He knew you love to worship, and he
Yes.
honor that. So if you want a gift from God, you show yourself faithful. Oh
Yes.
yeah, don't forget, Miss Bailey. I remember you made a CD.
Oh my God. The song I made was Trust and Believe, and that was during the wilderness period I was telling you about.
Sang us a line.
Oh Lord. No, you're not gonna put me on the spot.
Yeah, go ahead and sing us a line.
Hey Angela. I'm always ready to sing.
You always ready.
Trust and believe. Trust and believe. Have faith. You don't have to worry, 'cause God will come through.
Amen.
That's a little
Trust.
piece of it.
Amen. Trust and believe. And that's what got you through these times in life that you trusted in God. You
I
believed
know.
in him. You know his voice. I remember um that someone used to say that they don't know God for themselves, but they trust your God. And
Amen.
so your God brought a lot of people over. Your God
Yep.
has changed a lot of lives. You have introduced a lot of people to Christ. And so may you continue to do what God has called you to do. May
Yeah.
your platform, the new thing that you got in the oven to be birthed, that God bring it to life. May He touch you and you don't have any lack. May your abundant living and be now.
I
May you
receive
prosper
it.
in all things. May your latter be greater. And when I say your
Hallelujah.
latter be greater, may your now be greater. May your now be greater.
Amen. Amen.
Miss
And
Lucas, would you like to leave any of the people with anything? First of all, tell them how they connect with you. The social media.
well, just look up Faye Bailey Lucas and you'll find all the platforms, Faye Bailey Lucas. Um, yeah, everything is under Faye Bailey Lucas and ADU Shop and Hits Beauty Brand. All that will come up with Faye Bailey Lucas.
Okay. And then if you wanted to encourage someone who's in a low point where they feel like they can't reach their dreams, they don't have any purpose, and they just want to give up, what would you tell that person at this time?
What do I normally tell a person who want to give up? I never let them give up. I always say you can't throw in the towel. It's always at the brink of where it gets the hardest. It's the time when your breakthrough is coming. I always give the example of having a baby. The hardest part of birthing what God has put in you is doing the last centimeter. When it's the hardest part to push, that's when your breakthrough is coming. And you're going to see the fruit of all your labor. Don't give up. Don't get tired. Don't throw in the towel. You almost there. You are almost there. When it gets the hardest and you can't see, you cannot even see how it's going to work out. Trust me, that is the moment God comes through. He just wants to see your faith. Faith moves God. Faith
Mhm.
moves him. When he knows we believe, he knows that we trust, that's when he moves the quickest. It's when I remember a time when I just wanted to just give up, throw in the towels. I was tired. And one of the stylists invited me to a church service. And at that point, I was all churched out. I didn't want to have nothing to do with church because I've been hurt by church, and we always make all those kind of excuses why not to go to church. But I went back to church, and someone spoke in my life and said, God loves you. And that's what you need to know, that God loves you. When you know how much he loves you, you will keep going. You'll keep going knowing that he has your back. He will never leave you or forsake you because he loves you. That's what I want them to take home, that he loves them.
Amen. He does love us all.
Mhm.
The word said that we're the apple of his eye. Nothing or no man can ever pluck us out of his hand.
Mhm.
And so when we go through that, remember that it said, lean not to our own understanding, but acknowledge him in all our ways, and he will direct our path. And also said, there is hope in Christ Jesus. There's no shame. So as long as we hold on to God, God would always make a way. He may not come when we want him. We know the song,
He
may
always
not
come
come
on.
when you want him, but he'll be there
All
right
right,
on
on
time.
time.
So he will be there right on time. Hold on to that. Don't ever let someone tell you that because of your past that you can't be successful. Listen, we're two stories. We're two that with the black sheet of the family. I was a black sheet of the family. I put my mother and father through
Ooh,
way more than all of my siblings. But nevertheless, I am still here. There's still purpose in my life. There's still purpose in your life, regardless of what someone has said about you. Here's the key to overcome it, not to hold grudges, to let it go, release it, use that thing that they said for power to do the greater, for power to move
amen.
forward. Use that thing to become all that God has created you to be. There is a purpose in your life. It was placed in you when he formed you in your mother's womb. So hold on to that and know that there is not a mistake that God can't use for his glory. With that
Amen.
being said, know that we love you guys. Hey, follow us on YouTube as well as Facebook at the Be True to You Talk Show. We're live on on Facebook as well as YouTube at the same time. And again, that is the Be True to You Talk Show, and that's Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. We're not live on Instagram yet. We can only be live at two places right now, but hold on, we'll be live on Instagram. But
I'll be
follow us,
too.
subscribe to us on YouTube. We're greatly appreciated. Hey, tell your friends about us. Tell your friend to tell their friend about Be True to Your Talk Show. And if you would like to come on and tell a story, share your book. Make sure you inbox me, DM me, email me at Be True to You Talk Show at yahoo.com. That's Be True to You Talk Show at yahoo.com. Joycine, I got a slot for you. When you coming? I know you coming. Come
Yeah,
on, Joycine. I got two openings the end of the August. Uh, call a girl, inbox me,
that's my
DM me.
business partner.
Okay.
We got a business now.
Awesome. Awesome. I love you guys. Make sure you follow, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you stay tuned, put your ears to the ground to hear what Miss Lucas is getting ready to do, and look out for her. This is only the beginning. Again, thank you guys for liking. Thank you guys for sharing. I greatly appreciate you. We're here every Monday at 7 p.m. Remember, in everything you do,
Mm,
always be true
me
to you.
too.
I love you. I mean it.
Angela,
Bye.
can I give a shout out?
Yes,
Or
ma'am.
it's too late.
No, ma'am, it's not too late.
I want to give a shout out to my mentee, Brandy Victoria at B Lux, for making me look beautiful today. She's a mentee in Macon, Georgia. I just wanted to shout out for her. And all the All Dolled Up team and all the partners at All Dolled Up. Thank you for listening today.
And while you're saying that, Mr. Lucas, please don't call the police. I tried to do my best, and no disrespect, just old habit, but we will break it. Don't call the police, okay? I love you, Mr. Lucas. Okay, I love you guys. Thank you again for
Love you.
sharing. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
liking.
Thank you
You
so
guys have a
much,
blessing.
Angela. Bye,
Bye.
everybody.
And everything you do,
Be
always be true
true
to you.
to you.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Be true to you is not about being perfect. It's about being authentic. It's about being okay with the good, bad, and ugly. To accept those things about ourselves that we can't change, and those things that need to be changed, we put on our big girl panties and do the work. Be true to you is about being real with God, being real with self, so we can be true to you. Be true to you is